Do you understand anything of what Lila just said to us, Joe?
Yeah, Lila's just been explaining some of the amazing special effects shots that you've all been calling in with, and yes, I did understand it. That was a very good one, just came in on the phone. Lots coming in by text as well. We've been asking you to describe a special effects shot that we've never seen before. Adam and I making the point that in blockbusters these days, the special effects sequences are the same, with one tiny permutation changed. And we'd like to see a special effects sequence that's completely original. And the person who comes up with the most original one is going to win a Nintendo DS, loads of PS2 games, Halo 2, all sorts of great things.
And the best way to communicate your idea, I suppose, is to email us, adam@xfm.co.uk.
Yeah, or text. And if you do text, don't forget to put your name on. We'll read out some of the best ones in a second, because there are some really, really good ones coming through. I sound a bit like a patronising Blue Peter presenter talking to children.
Yeah.
Really good. Well done, Sally in East Cheam, aged 6.
So
terrific idea.
We'll hear some more of your terrific ideas after a few ads and some more music here on XFM. Keep it boring. XFM.
That's a band called Franz Ferdinand. Don't know if you might have heard of them.
Oh, it's a very good name for a band, isn't it? And I've seen pictures of them, and they're quite good looking. And one of them's got a shirt and a tie, and he's got cheekbones, and I think they're going to be quite big.
Them's the ones.
Yeah, I think every band that comes out from now on should be exactly like them.
I think they probably will be.
Okay, good.
So, we've been asking you to text in your ideas for a special effects CGI sequence that has never been pulled off before. One that would be exciting and novel, unlike what they're currently sticking into our cinemas. At stake is a Nintendo DS, the brand new, touchable, double-screen Game Boy thing. And lots of PS2 and Xbox games and stuff, courtesy of the BAFTA Games Awards. So, Adam Buxton, I'm going to read you some of these, and I want you to know your opinion. As a moviegoer, a man who likes blockbusters, yeah?
I like a good special effect. I abhor a bad one.
Okay, well, let's see what you think of these. Aliens suck up all of the Earth's oceans into a huge vessel of some kind, then use it to extinguish the sun. Andrew from Durham.
That's good.
That's good. A massive, sharp alien ship cuts the Earth in half. A second's pause, then the Earth slides apart. You know, almost like a decapitation that you don't realise it's happened until a second after.
Yeah, that's been done too much, man. That's
okay, I'm sorry, Marcus. Buxton doesn't approve of that.
It's like the bit in Death Ship or whatever it was called when they all get is that Ghost Ship?
Oh, yeah. No, what's that called?
There's a whole dance floor and they all get sliced.
Yeah, that's
by
not a space. Oh, what's that
random
called?
Cable. But that whole vibe of people being sliced and then moments
like
later,
the movie Cube.
You see them kind of sliding.
Okay,
apart.
Okay, get this one. A brewery is hit by a huge space chunk, and a tidal wave of intoxicating booze washes over the city, causing mass vomiting, riots, and drunkenness.
You could have Johnny Vegas as the space chunk.
Yeah. Do you like that one?
Yeah, that's
You quite like that one?
Possible.
Okay, the moon crashes into the Earth, stopping it spinning. This causes everyone to fall over for a moment. Then God shows up to fix it all.
That's anything...
I like God showing up.
Can you imagine who they'll get? It'll be Alan Rickman.
Brian Blessed.
Or Ricky Gervais.
Giant space fish alien swallows the Earth. That's a short, it's a punchy one. Giant space fish alien swallows Earth.
I'm interested to see what's inside the fish alien.
Well, haven't got into details. Okay, the moon crashes into the Earth, stops it from spinning, everything falls over from the momentum. That's the same one as before, yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, how about a rocket hitting the Earth, shooting all the way through, goes through the core and out the other side? That's quite good, isn't it?
Like a kind of bullet through an apple.
Yeah, exactly.
Massive. Well, yeah.
A living apple. I think that's good. I think that's good. I think that gets into, you know, what do you call it, the semi-final.
But why is that good? Because it would just leave a massive hole.
Because I've never seen it before. It would be amazing.
But what's wrong with Core?
The Core, that's true. It's very similar to the film The Core.
But that, you know, except this guy's talking about a massive hole. Fine. But the Core is the same thing, man.
I like the idea of it punching up through the other side of the Earth like a normal happy day in Australia, and suddenly, bang! Women, children, chairs, thrown into the air. Australians thrown into the air.
Yeah, I like that.
Here's another simple one. Sandals, hairpieces and belt buckles being blown to oblivion. Phil in Sutton. I just thought it was very specific about what he'd like to see blown up. Sandals, hairpieces and belt buckles.
He just wants to blow up Troy.
The film Troy, yes.
Well, that's fair enough, I understand, but I don't think that's going through to any kind of final.
Here's one for the Bridget Jones generation. What about the world's famous landmarks being turned into chocolate and eaten by a giant woman?
Well, that will be made at some stage, I imagine, yeah.
There's so many of these. We have been inundated. Those are some of the better ones.
Are we going to pick a winner? Let's pick a winner right now. Come on.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You think we should pick a winner? Give me one more track to pick a winner, because I have to look at some that have come through recently.
All right, here's the presidents of the United States of America. Not the actual presidents, you understand, but a band called the Presidents. You know, I could see why you might be confused, but this song is called Love Everybody. Wow, that's the Presidents of the USA with Love Everybody. And our producer Lila informs me that Blink-182, Joe, are splitting up.
I heard that, yeah.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, and V.
And V.
Yeah. Don't know who I'm more upset about.
Yeah. Well, Presidents of the USA can step into the breach, the yawning chasm left by V and Blink-182, sadly, splitting up. That's Lila whispering.
There's a lot of whispering going on. What's the point? We can all hear you, Lila.
Just talk.
Just speak.
So we were talking about football earlier on, the Football Factory, the frightening world of the Football Factory.
Yeah.
And I always think, as a kind of weed, that football is just going to go away. Slowly the weeds will take over and smother the footballs, and the football will eventually go. Because men and women really are becoming just one amorphous blob, do you know? And I've always thought of football as being about maleness in some way. Now, I know I'm saying a lot of contentious rubbish here, but do you know what I mean, Joe, as a fellow football phobe?
Yeah, neither Adam and I are keen on football. We got no disrespect for people who like it, but to me it seems as if they've been playing the same game, exactly the same game, over and over again for my entire life.
Half my problem with football, right, is just that my face is constantly shoved in the ball and the foot by everyone, and it's sort of accepted that if you're a man, especially, you love football. People ask you what your favourite team is, that kind of thing, and it's always a bit embarrassing when you say, well, to be honest with you, I don't have a favourite team because I don't like football. I like sewing and flowers and leaves, and so I can't speak to you. Please don't hurt me. That kind of thing, which happens to me a lot. And an example of this sort of attitude is the Emirates, am I pronouncing that right, ad? You know, Emirates Airways. It says, and it's pictures of people playing football on a beach, all different nations, different types of people, and lovely beach. And the voiceover says, we all speak the same language, football. And that's their excuse for saying you should travel on Emirates to different countries because you'll be able to go and play football with foreign people. Yeah. And I just feel annoyed by that. I don't feel I speak the language of football at all. The only language I feel that we all have in common, especially men, is the language of Onan. And if there was something, you know, about that.
The language of onanism.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there are other languages. The language of video games, the language of telly, the language of films.
I don't speak the language of video games, really.
But these are all conversations that you can just turn to a stranger and go, have you seen so-and-so? That's the joy of football, isn't it? You can just turn to a complete stranger and go, see a game last night? And there you go, you're off. That's the charm. Same with video games, same with telly, same with movies, same with books, if you're in intellectual circles. Same with onanism, if you're a member of a dirty club.
See, I believe that onanism is the only thing that you could spark
so
up
what
a
would you, how would you,
with.
so what would you turn to? You turn to your neighbour and you'd say, in the language of onanism,
have you played an enjoyable game of Five Knuckle Shuffle recently? And then they would be able to describe to you. No, they well, obviously, if you said it in the wrong way, it could seem creepy. But if you were just chatting about it, you could swap techniques, that kind of thing, and how long the onanism lasts, that sort of thing. But even June Sarpong on T4 this morning was talking about the fact that people should log on to their website saying, if you love football and celebrities, and let's face it, who doesn't? You know what I mean? It's just that attitude. Everyone loves football. Everyone loves celebrities. I don't love football. I hate football, and I don't love celebrities, except some of the more attractive ones.
wow.
Okay?
Well, thanks. Good.
Just wanted to get that off my chest.
Good.
Now, here's some celebrities that have been talked about a great deal and probably are partial to a little bit of onanism, I would imagine. It's Supergrass. Razorlight. They've got hair with attitude, and that's called Somewhere Else. This is Adam and Joe on XFM.
Now it's time to bring our BAFTA Video Game Award competition to a close. Did I mention I went to the awards on Tuesday night?
Yes, you did. Was that enjoyable?
It was very enjoyable.
Who was hosting?
Jonathan Ross.
Oh, yeah.
Off of the telly. And, well, you know, I'm a big video game fan, and it was great to set eyes on some of the people who are currently corrupting the youth of the nation. I have to say that Halo 2 didn't win much. Half-Life 2 swept the board. Does that mean anything to you, Adam Buxton?
I know the names of those games, but I don't know what they're like.
Well, Halo 2 completely swept the board. No, sorry. Half-Life 2 swept the board. Halo 2 won only the best Xbox game. Disappointing for Halo 2 fans. Anyway, on exit, I was given this fantastic goodie bag, full of video games and a Nintendo DS, and that's exactly what we've got to give away to you today, courtesy of BAFTA. And we've been asking you for the most incredible special effects shot you can think of that would bring people back to the cinemas, and we've had an amazing response. I think it's been the biggest...
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I'm knocked out.
It is extraordinary. However, I don't think anyone's beat my one.
Just to remind people what yours was. Yours was two Earth-style planets.
Yeah.
Earth and another inhabited planet.
Yeah.
Going towards each other fairly slowly.
Yeah.
Say,
colliding.
You know, only about 6 miles an hour, something like that, isn't it? And they collide very, very slowly, and gradually they squash each other, so that at a certain point, presumably the climax of the movie, you know, the tops of the buildings on the other planet are touching the tops of the buildings on our planet.
Brilliant.
It's a good idea, man.
It's a good idea.
Someone's going to nick it.
Well, you know what, as Tom Drewell in Ealing has emailed in saying, of course, there is a story called When Worlds Collide, which I knew is why I mentioned it, a novel from 1932 where a similar sort of thing happened. But I think that was a meteor-style thing. I don't think that was an actual inhabited planet colliding with another planet. But okay, we've whittled it down. My two favourite are an evil villain rigs a bomb onto the London Eye and explodes it, dislodging it so it rolls through the surrounding buildings in London, taking them all out, crushing them, until it comes to a stop, and then spins round, similar to a coin that has run out of energy. You know, you think they'll never stop spinning.
Yeah.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? So many opportunities for dogs to almost be crushed and people to snatch them at the last minute.
That's right, just leap between the spokes. I went on the London Eye for the first time this week.
Wow.
And it was really good, and actually, you know, that couldn't happen because they've got very good security on there.
I know.
It's like, it's sponsored by British Airways, and it's very much like taking a flight. You have to be careful, no sharp objects in your bag.
I do wish they'd make it go really, really fast, though, like at a fun fair. You know, just as you're about to get off. Hold tight, Raiders.
But that's a good idea. That is a good
So
idea.
that's
and I bet you someone's going to do that, surely. That's the kind of thing that would turn up in a kind of sicko James Bond film.
And the other one I like is this one from John. The London Eye one is from Colin in Gravesend. And John has come up with a black hole appears near the Earth, and everything gets slower and darker. Gravity starts to fail, and buildings shake apart upwards into the sky. I like that, because I've just never seen things being sucked upwards in a film. Like, hoovered up. Someone else had a giant straw, aliens with a giant straw.
There's a bit of
sucking
hoovering
everything
upwards in sort of Twister films, you know.
Do you know what my problem is? That we've got so many entries, I can't control them all. My paperwork's gone haywire.
You weren't equipped to deal with the incredible response.
I know. Wow. I feel like giving it to the one with the straw, but I can't find it. Oh, cockle shells. Can I have one more chance? I tell you what, next link I'll just very quickly say the name of the winner.
Okay,
and that'll be the whole thing over
then
with.
We'll go into Ditties in the Dock.
Yeah.
And Ditties in the Dock this week is a playoff between... Explain what this is, Joe.
Oh dear, well I tried to make this up last night, but it's not very good. Proto-white rap. Okay, so in the early 80s, when rap was just emerging in America, it was imitated by various, rock bands who tried to integrate a bit of rap into their songs.
Right.
I'm thinking Ant Music, Adam and the Ants. I'm thinking the Tom Tom Club. I'm thinking, who else? Have you got any other examples?
Well, I misunderstood. I thought it was proto-rap full stop.
Okay, let's have a talk about it and explain it properly when we come back.
Okie doke. Until then, here's another free play. This is Delakota. That's the Rock by Delakota.
It's very nice. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, good one. Alright, so have you found a winner yet, Joe?
Yes, Jenny Statham, you have won. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 2, Burnout 2 Takedown, Halo 2, Pro Evolution Soccer 4, Tony Hawk's Underground 2, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the Grand Theft Auto soundtrack, Prince of Persia Warrior Within, Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, a Nintendo DS with a free Metroid Prime Hunters demo. What a goodie bag.
That has got to be the best prize ever given away for anything in the world.
All for coming up with the fairly straightforward idea of the London Eye being unhinged and then crushing London and spinning as if it's a coin. You know, I just think that would be something people would want to see.
Yeah, definitely. If it was done well, that would be a great bit in a film, I think.
And you know, I would have actually given it to the guy who had the aliens suck up everything with a straw, but I couldn't find it.
Don't admit that, man.
Well, I'm just being honest. But thank you for that. Was an overwhelming response. And, you know, sorry, because there are probably some... Well, might possibly have been some better ones in there. But never mind.
There you go. It's Ditties in the Dock time.
Already?
So, yeah, of course. It's only 20 minutes left of the show, even less, in fact. And just to remind you that this is the part of the show where we fight it out to see who will get to play the final song of our 2 hours here on XFM on a Saturday afternoon. This week, the battle is between two songs that feature kind of rapping, but not in